Imagine going to sleep on the night of September 2nd, 1752, and waking up on September 14th. 11 days vanished, not because of plague or war, not by fire or flood, but by law. It was the day that time itself changed in Britain. At the time, it was a marvel of ancient astronomy, a calendar that assumed the solar year was exactly 365.25 days long. To correct for that quarter day, a leap year was added every 4 years. But there was a flaw. The true solar year is slightly shorter, 365 days, 5 hours, 49 minutes, and 12 seconds. That tiny miscalculation meant the calendar drifted about 1 full day every 128 years. Others feared they'd been robbed of wages or rent. The British tax year, for example, ends on April 5th, a direct legacy of the old calendar shift. There's a persistent legend of angry mobs marching with torches, shouting, "Give us back our 11 days," though historians doubt that ever happened. 2 clocks, and to the passage of time itself. Still, it's easy to understand why ordinary people were unsettled. Overnight, time had shifted, and not by accident but by decree. For centuries, Britain had followed the Julian calendar, established by Julius Caesar in 45 BC. This was a big problem for the Church, which depended on accurate astronomical calculations to determine the date of Easter. So in 1582, Pope Gregory XIII introduced a bold reform, the Gregorian calendar. 10 days were dropped, leap year rules were adjusted, and much of Catholic Europe adopted the change almost immediately. By the 16th century, the calendar had slipped so far out of alignment that the spring equinox was off by 10 days. Suspicion ran deep, and the old Julian calendar remained in use, even as the rest of Europe moved on. The longer they delayed, the worse the drift became. By the 18th century, Britain was 11 days behind. But Protestant Britain wanted nothing to do with a papal decree. Finally, the need for reform became undeniable. The discrepancy was interfering with international trade, scientific observations, and diplomatic relations. Parliament passed the Calendar Act of 1750. Drop 11 days. In 1752, September 2nd was immediately followed by September 14th. It caused confusion. People didn't know when to celebrate their birthdays. Some believed their lifespans had been shortened. Even now, the ripple of that lost week and a half lingers. So while September 14th, 1752 technically never happened, its absence tells the story of a nation finally aligning itself with the modern world, and of the strange, invisible power we give to calendars.